Ooh, I want to say this is like one of the first time Trevor's ever been paying attention to the camera when we come on.
Well, I was trying to figure out who you have in front of Matt Rule here.
That is Jordan Tyson, the wide receiver for Arizona State.
That's what, I thought it was an Arizona State team. And are
Did you
we?
know that he was at Colorado?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was at Colorado, and I guess he left when Dion came in.
Oh,
Yeah, he would have been like an up and coming like sophomore that year, and I don't know if he was told to leave or whatnot, but he left. So I mean, they could have had him.
yeah. Told to leave. I mean, I know that happens. You encourage and transfer. I mean, I played Dynasty just as much as that.
Yeah,
But told to leave by
yeah,
Deion
and
Sanders has to be rough.
he's probably going to be like the first wide receiver taken in the draft.
Well, you know what? Good for him because this would have been he would have been behind everybody the last couple of years because Deion wouldn't let him shine.
Well, yeah, I mean, so okay, before we start this, Deion Sanders, like, what the hell was he doing starting his third string at quarterback? Like, seriously though, like
The
he
Deion
has he has
experiment.
Caden Salter, who is a very good quarterback, college quarterback. I'm not saying he's gonna be a great pro, but he's a good college quarterback. He led Liberty to the Fiesta Bowl a couple of years ago. He's very capable. He comes in transfer. There's teams that would have wanted him without
Yeah,
a doubt. And then he's like, okay, so they started him, and then they have the Julian Lewis kid or whatever his name is. That kid was like the number one overall quarterback, and he's like, oh no, you're not going to play either. And it's like, what? And now he starts a third string and they lose. It's like, yeah, you should lose. You should most definitely lose. Like, what the hell was Dion thinking with that?
it's just a perfect like ESPN college football team. No matter
Yeah,
what they do, they will always be in the news or conversation for something. I mean, the hype has gotten so real that people are upset that like Shador Sanders isn't the starting quarterback for the Browns right now.
yeah. I was listening to on my way home from work today. I was listening to the Stephen A. Smith show. That you
Mhm.
got to just screaming A. Smith.
Yeah, I love me some
Uh,
Stephen A.
this one guy calls in. He's a Cowboys fan. He goes screaming. He goes, Stephen A. Man. He goes, the Cowboys, man. Dion missed his window of taking the Cowboys job.
Oh my gosh.
Missed it completely. He goes, now he sucks at Colorado. He goes, you got to take advantage of it. And he goes, the only reason I don't think he's a coach is because Jerry would have signed off on Shador, but he wouldn't have allowed him to draft Shiloh either. That's what ended it. I'm like, yeah, that is the reason he's not the Cowboys coach.
So this dude, this Texas guy, he wanted Dion to be the coach.
He wanted Dion to be the coach, and he said that Dion missed his window to be the head coach of the Cowboys, and now Colorado sucks.
Well, and I think, dude, I mean, say what you will about him being a college head coach, that's fine or whatever. But I think he would be completely out of his depth if he was thrusted into a NFL head coaching gig.
Yeah, because no guy that's 30 years old is going to want to hear him talk.
No,
Like
I
they're like,
encourage you guys to request a trade.
yeah, but they'd be like, hey, old timer, like, dude, like, come, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
like he resonates well with college kids. He does, like, he just does. He can get them to buy into things. Um, and it's like Stephen A. was like, oh, he's like a great recruiter. You know, he goes, I wish he would have like been the head coach of Florida and Texas A&M. I'm like, well, Texas A&M's doing pretty well
yeah,
with who they got. In recruiting wise, it's like the roster's not much better in his third season than it was in his first season.
yeah.
So yeah, I mean, he can get you a couple star players or whatever, but it's like he's never coached a quarterback other than his son ever. He coached Shador in high school, college, and now he's got to figure that out. So yeah, I mean, he's a good coach. It's just it's tough. College football's tough, dude. The
Yeah,
landscape is very, very tough, and the NFL is even tougher.
it's way worse.
It
I
is
mean, you have
it
to
is
be like a
crazy.
master strategist.
Yeah, I mean, you have to be like Todd Bowles and the Buccaneers
Exactly.
to figure out how Todd Bowles the last 5 years. He's been the head coach, I think, the last four, but last 5 years, the Bucks have started like 2-0.
Yeah.
They do not lose the first 2 weeks of the year. Quickly gets comments. Creepy photo says,
Welcome
"Welcome
back,
back."
Mr.
Yeah.
Creepy Photo Noah Mark.
Did he spell it all correctly? I
Yeah,
think
we're
he
good.
did.
We're rolling so
Cool.
far.
It's a first. Yeah. So Todd Bowles and the Buccaneers, look, the cardiac kids.
Yeah.
Um, they shouldn't have beat the Falcons. That's a fact. But they did. It's all that matters. Hey, wins are
Hmm.
all that is the only thing that matters in the NFL.
Yep.
This game against the Texans was the grossest game I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, it was rough.
It was just disgusting. The Texans cannot run the football. They're
No.
awful at that.
Yeah.
And I don't get it. And until they can run the football, they're going to struggle in offense. Even though they have CJ Stroud, even though they have Nico Collins and they have some weapons, they cannot run the football. I mean, other than the Nick Chubb like breakaway for like 20 yards, they are awful. Um, Very much a defensive battle. And I think that's the thing with the Texans is like the team is built that you would think that they'd be a running team and a physical team with D'Amico Ryans as a coach, the defense that they have, but they cannot run the football.
Yeah.
I just do not understand it. So CJ Stroud, I mean, everybody knows he's going to pass. So I mean, you take out half of what the potential play is going to be. It's like, oh, it's going to be a pass every time.
Yeah.
But credit to Bucks. I mean, Baker just does not stop, dude. Like that fourth down run that he had where he broke off
That
and
was good. Yeah.
he was hurting and he's a good quarterback. He fits the Bucks very well. He fits like kind of what they need. Um, the Bucks are a very good football team. I know a lot of people they were like a sleeper Super Bowl pick for a lot of people. They have the makings to be very, very good. And in an NFC where it's not wide open, but it's very tough,
Yeah.
like they have a chance.
Yeah. I think too. Um, the thing with Baker is, I think sometimes you are kind of limited because if you think about it, now I will say that that final drive down the field was awesome. That was very good. But like I think sometimes you are kind of limited because I don't think he's always the best decision maker.
Yeah, that's
He
true.
throws a lot of picks, which is like a gunslinger kind of guy. You know,
That's who
Brett
he is.
Favre was the same. I mean, to the nth degree, right? He leads the NFL ever in interceptions.
Yeah.
And he's thought of as one of the best. But that fourth down, that what was it, 4th and 20 or something like that.
Yeah, it was a long fourth down.
I think he showed a lot of grit. I think it's really cool to see that he really wants to win, even on a Monday night game in week 2, that he's willing to put his body out there. I
Yeah.
don't love it because that's kind of your franchise guy right now. But I mean, he went and made a play, so you have to put it all on the line. Um, and it's really funny to think about how he was cut by the Panthers,
Yeah.
and then 2 or 3 days later, he's in Los Angeles for the Rams. Matthew Stafford goes down, and then he leads them to a victory, and he actually finishes the season out pretty well. So it's just funny to go look back at his time with Cleveland and Carolina, and like he was almost just a bust, just like
Yeah.
giving up
Without a
on
doubt.
it. And dude, the way he's turned everything around. Obviously, like 2 years ago, they took the Eagles out of the playoffs. Like that's a big deal. So it's really cool. I like Baker Mayfield a lot. I think people may be overhyping him a little bit. I've seen him start to sneak into like the top 10 and not 10, 9, or 8 conversation. I think that's a little crazy. Um, but I think he is a quarterback that will put it all on the line and he will win you games in the NFL. And really, that's all you need.
Yeah,
So
I mean that is exactly all you need. But I mean it shows like, hey, some of these guys still take time to develop. Cleveland kind of gave up on him and said, we're done. You were injured. They've tried to make him play when he's injured and he didn't look well. Well, of course that's not going to happen. But
right,
he also went to a team that fits him and has weapons around. Like
yeah,
you tell any quarterback, hey, you get to throw to Mike Evans, you get to throw to this Mbuka guy who we just drafted in the first round, Chris Godwin when he comes back. The
yeah,
running backs that they have, like anybody would take that.
yeah,
So yeah, he went to a system that fits him. He's smart enough to be like, no, I want to stay here. I'll take a little cheaper money to stay here. But look, I mean, their division is presumably we think going to be easy. Atlanta's good, but how good are they? You look at the Panthers, no one expects them to do anything. The Saints, no one expects them to do anything.
yeah.
So you're in an easy division.
That's a division where some people will consider, two of those teams being in like the last quarter of quality, like bad
Yeah,
teams, like the
top five
bottom.
picks. Like they're
Yeah,
going to
the
have top five
bottom.
picks.
Yes, exactly. Um, and I think just looking at the team wise, I think they are significantly better than Atlanta.
Yeah.
And sometimes Atlanta gets into the trap of just give it to Bijan. And I think
Yeah,
that
he
that
doesn't get in the end
Buccaneers,
zone.
yeah, and I think that Buccaneers defense is good enough to kind of halt those things and make them do something else.
Yeah, I mean, Todd Bowles is a great defensive coach. He
Yeah.
proved that in the Super Bowl against the Chiefs,
Yep.
right? Like he's a very good defensive coach. He coached for the Jets. It didn't work out very well. Not a lot of coaches work out.
No, yeah,
Um, so you get, went down to Tampa, defensive coordinator, won a Super Bowl. Guy in waiting when Bruce Arians left, took over the team, and he's done very well since.
yeah,
But I mean, this is a team that they have weapons, they have a chance. But it's just, Baker this year hasn't thrown a pick, but it will come down to that
yeah.
eventually. So that will be the most interesting thing moving forward. Nolan Mark says, yeah, wide open for sure.
Are
Creepy
you talking about?
photo.
Are you talking about
That's
Mike Evans? I don't know. Oh, wide
I
open.
think he's talking about the division.
Oh, okay, yeah,
But I'm just surprised he spelled something all right again.
yeah.
That's what I'm more surprised of. He's done very well there. All right, moving on to the Chargers and the Raiders. The Chargers, I would say they kind of dominated the Raiders.
Yeah,
The score doesn't kind of depict it as 20-9. But look, they forced 3 interceptions on Geno. He looked terrible.
he did.
They drafted Ashton Genty with the 6th pick, right? It was a sixth
Yeah,
pick, right?
yep,
And they do not give him the ball.
yeah,
He had 11 carries for 43 yards. Their identity should be run the football. Like
yeah,
and this Pete Carroll's the coach. It's like, dude, you had this the same setup that you're trying to build in Vegas. You had with Seattle. You had Marshawn Lynch. Genty should be your Marshawn Lynch.
yeah.
He's trying to let Geno cook, and Geno's just a guy to stand there, manage the game, and they have good weapons. But just to me, you should run first to then open up everything else. But they're out there making Geno Smith try to be the greatest thing since sliced bread, and it's just not working
Yeah,
at all.
yeah. I can't remember. Was it the first or second play of the game where Gino threw a pick?
It was the first play of the game.
Yeah. So I mean, why open the game up like that? Like
It was
you
the
put all
tightest window he's tried to ever make it.
yeah, you put all this stock into Ashton Genty. Why not try to establish the run game? I mean, I'm not going to sit here and try to coach Pete Carroll. I mean, obviously, like we always say, he's forgotten more football than I'll ever know. But I think what needs to happen is that no, Geno Smith is not going to be a guy that will kill you all the time with his arm or with his decision making, which he is also a guy who throws a lot of interceptions. Um, but get the run going, get your young running back going. He's going to have a long career, but you have to get that guy going. And all the fantasy owners are screaming at you to get that guy going too, because there are some leagues where I saw that dude went one or in the first round. So
Yeah. No, I mean he has all the potential. Yeah, Geno threw the 43 times.
yeah,
That's way too many.
yep.
And I know the Chargers defense is very, very good. And trying to hear Chris Fowler call the game through a cold was ridiculous. Guy shouldn't have been up there. When he did the intro, I was like, who the hell is calling this game? And Dan Orlovsky, that's all he kept saying was, man, this Chargers defense is really, really good. You know what they do. It's like, okay. But Pete Carroll, Chip Kelly, they've seen enough defenses. Like, you should know kind of how to get something.
Well, and they have Tom Brady up in the booth.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
He's got like a headset on and everything.
Yeah, I get he's like a minority owner,
Yeah.
which means he owns like maybe 1% of the Raiders if you
Right.
think about it. But what I don't like is, and I'm a Tom Brady guy, I will admit that. Anybody that knows me knows I ride with Tom.
Yeah.
But he's going to be calling the Bears game this week, and then the Bears play the Raiders next week.
Yeah.
That what the hell's going on there?
Yeah. Yeah, that is strange. If you're you got to pick one or the other. I mean, I don't have any issue with him being a minority owner.
No, I don't.
And also being in the booth, but being in the booth, not even commentating, but as someone who's representing the Raiders, is kind of weird.
And they're like, oh, he talks to Chip Kelly like 2-3 times a week.
Yeah. I remember.
So it's like he's gonna go like he's staying with the Bears. He's gonna have the interviews with the Bears. And last year he couldn't do the interviews. Now he can. The NFL okayed that. He's gonna do the interviews, and then he's going to call the game. And now he's gonna go back and tell the Raiders every little thing, like collusion. Collusion.
That's
collusion. I mean, I get what he's doing, and I would do it as well. You're getting paid $37 million from Fox. You got to. I mean, that's money you can't pass up. just like him getting paid $75 million to throw footballs and flag in Saudi Arabia or whatever. This guy just sells himself for money, which I get it, but how much money do you need at the end of the day?
Yeah.
It was just goofy. I'm sitting there watching the game, and they're like, "Oh yeah, Tom Brady's up there. He's like a headset. He's got like a tablet." I'm like,
Yeah.
"What the hell is
Chip
going
Kelly
on?"
talks to him 2-3 times a week.
Yeah, they're like, "Yeah, Tom's just like he's a great resource for us." I'm like, "What?" Clearly, it
Yeah.
didn't work on the field.
No, it didn't.
I will say the Chargers. I think they've taken the next step.
Yeah.
They're a team that we always talk about. It's like, oh, they're talented, but or like, oh, they could do something, but they usually go like, back in the day of Philip Rivers, they went like 13-3,
Yeah.
and just could make it to the Super Bowl. They had talented teams, but with Jim Harbaugh, I mean, Jim Harbaugh's a great coach.
Yeah.
I mean, he like establishes a culture. His goal, he said, was to get Justin Herbert to the Hall of Fame. So they have definitely, they know who they are. They play like it. I think they've taken the next step up to
Yeah.
be legitimate contenders. And now them sitting at 2-0, 2 wins over division rivals. I think that they play the Broncos next. So there's another divisional game. So they could be sitting there with a steady lead on the division. But it's just interesting to see how they're not. It doesn't feel like they're the same old Chargers.
No. Yeah.
Like they feel very, very good. I will say Khalil Mack is out a few weeks
I did see that.
with an elbow arm injury that looked pretty nasty. But I will say 269 native Caleb Murphy's out there on the field more.
Yeah, I've seen him a couple times. Yeah, I'm always looking out for him when Chargers are on defense. But it's so funny to think about how we talked about like the LSU Florida game, and we were like 20-10 after 5, turnovers. What the heck? And then that just shows you how different the thought process is when it comes to the NFL,
Yeah.
because these are the best players in the world. So a 20-9 victory, forcing 3 turnovers. Justin Herbert looked great. That's like nothing but good things for the Chargers. I agree with you. I think this team is one of the best. I'm trying to think about who's there. I mean, I would put the Bills and Ravens maybe over them, but other than that, I don't know if I can say that any team in the AFC is better than them.
Yeah.
And those are close games too. Like, I'm not saying that the Ravens and Bills will destroy the Chargers, but they're up there.
Yeah, I mean, I would think the only other thing that the Chargers are missing, I would say, is on the defensive side of the ball is probably another pass rusher.
Yeah.
Because I mean, they have some depth, but like with Khalil Mack being out, that hurts. But you need somebody else on the other side of Khalil Mack. So if they were missing one thing,
Caleb
I think
Murphy.
it'd be that. Yeah, I mean, he could be. Without a doubt, he could make a name for himself. This is a time to do it.
Yeah.
But I would think like that, another elite pass rusher. So it'd be interesting to see if they make a trade or whatnot. But look, they definitely have a chance to dethrone the Chiefs in the division. Now, until I see it, I will
Right.
not believe it. But they have. It definitely feels different, and it's one of those teams where it's like, it's always like Chargers, but this year it could be like, wow, the Chargers like legitimately are very, very good.
Yeah, I mean, like last year, I mean, they have similar talent on the team from last year, and this is a game, that I could see them struggling with. Any division game is rough because nobody knows you better than the teams in your division.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think they really dominated this game. It was super impressive to watch, and kind of we talked about it, last time they played, that this team looks really, really good, and I think they just reiterated that they are a really good team. And I think too, it's like it's gonna get put on Justin Herbert a lot because there is gonna be a time where he's got to face off against Patrick Mahomes, and he's kind of got to do what Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson haven't been like particularly well at doing, is winning that battle.
Yeah.
Of well, and it's not just it's football is the biggest team game in the world, but it does come down to that, to him making plays at the end of the game, when their defense makes a stop, or going tit for tat with Patrick Mahomes at the end of a game. That's something that all of the best quarterbacks in the league have struggled with in the past. So I think that would be, maybe the next challenge if they see them in the playoffs, or, any of the 2 times they play them during the regular season.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see. The Broncos and the Chargers play next this weekend, so that will be interesting to see. because I mean the Chargers have a chance to go 3-0, and the Broncos sit there at 1-2, and then everybody who was like high on the Broncos is going to start panicking without a
Yeah,
doubt.
yeah.
Very quickly before we go to college here, Thursday night, Dolphins at Bills. Bills are a big favorite in this one. I only bring up this game because is this the last game that Mike McDaniel's going to coach
Ooh,
as
that's a
the
good
Dolphins?
question. I mean, I think everyone expects the Bills to just absolutely throttle Miami.
Yeah, they're 11.5-point favorite in the
In the
NFL. That's
NFL, that's
massive.
insane.
That's
Yeah,
like 20 points.
yeah. So, I mean, it would be really interesting. I think Mike McDaniel's only thing he needs to do is just make sure that it doesn't get out of hand. If he can go in
Yeah,
there and not get destroyed, maybe don't lose by 11 and a half. You know what I mean? Like if he
yeah,
keep it, then maybe I don't think he gets fired because this team is really good. But I mean, if they go out there and they lose by 21, 28, something. I almost said it. Something that you would be familiar with. Something that happened to you recently with the Bears and Lions.
oh yeah, a lot.
If that's an outcome that happens on Thursday, I don't know enough about like the inside of the Dolphins facility, but I mean, I would think that this is a pretty big, deal when it comes to that because I know it's one of the best teams in the league, but like we say over and over, over and over and over again when we talk about these NFL games, this is the NFL. You
Yeah,
cannot lose by 30 points in the
no.
NFL.
Well, and I think there's two things, right? It's like Tua has looked horrible, and
Terrible.
Mike McDaniel's is supposed to be like he didn't play bad last Sunday, but
Yeah.
he does look like when like the first guy isn't open and people say he gets scared, like he just looks terrified, and that could be a lot of different concussions or a lot of different things, right? Um, but the other problem is they play this Thursday night, and then they don't have to play again until Monday. So they got a long time for Stephen Ross on his flight back to Miami and
Make
sitting
some
by the
decisions.
pool the rest of the week to be like, okay, what do we do? And I would say like Mike McDaniel he's been a good coach. I mean, he's made the playoffs I think twice. This is his fourth year. He's had to deal with the Tua injuries. That's not his fault, right? So I think it will be interesting. Maybe Chris Greer has been there a while as the GM, and so it would be interesting. Do they fire him, keep McDaniel, or do they just fire both? So I think that's going to be the thing. But yeah, I mean, if they get blown out, the chance of it happening is even worse.
And I really do like the point that you brought up. Mike McDaniels is not a bad coach. I think maybe a role that might fit him better is like an OC somewhere.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
I think some guys are just great OCs and
yeah,
not good head coaches. I mean, when he was with the 49ers, Kyle Shanahan literally locked him in a room all week
yeah,
and he just studied all the runs and he called like all the run plays.
yeah.
That's literally what he did. He didn't talk to anybody. He was just
Right.
locked in a room and all he did was watch film and get the run game going. Like that's
Well,
literally all he did.
and that's like one of those trees, the Kyle Shanahan tree, that like it just done nothing but spit out great coaches and
Yeah.
specifically great offensive coaches. But yeah, I would be interested. I think there's a lot of teams that would like to have Mike McDaniels be calling their plays because I do think he is a really good offensive play caller. And I think you saw that a lot early in his tenure in Miami, where I mean, it was like highlights of him, on the sideline calling plays and stuff. Like, he had this kind of a swag, and um, I know you brought it up last time, but it's kind of like he's kind of goofy, and it's hard
Yeah.
to like get grown men to kind of respect you and follow you into the battle when you're just kind of a goofy dude. But I mean, offense coordinator, I think that'd fit him perfectly. So maybe that's something that happens. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean it'll be very, very interesting because I mean the other problem is some people have called them soft. And I think there's even been players on their team that's like we're very soft. Like I think in games under 40 degrees they don't even win. They haven't won those games. Now it'll be warmer this week in Buffalo, but
yeah,
they're lucky they're playing them early.
yeah,
But
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But as I think Stephen A talked about too, because a Dolphins guy called in, was like, I'm tired of the Dolphins. And Stephen A was like, the problem is they can't play well in the cold, and in their division they have to go to New York twice and Boston. Like it does not help.
No, it
All right,
doesn't.
another thing before we get to college football here, creepy photo said sliced bread or toilet paper better invention. I this is
Mm,
easy. This is easy.
well, go ahead and say yours. Maybe you can
Toilet
sway
paper.
me.
Toilet paper,
Okay.
hands down.
Mm, So like any wiping or toilet paper specifically? Because I know there's some people who are really into like dude wipes or whatever. And
It has to be like all of it, right? Like
so yeah, does that count? Because then if it's that, just wiping your butt in general, if that's what it is,
wiping it with an object other than like your hand or a leaf.
is that what people did? I know I'm the history guy, but I never
I
really
don't
thought
know.
about it. Where people just like,
Well, I mean, there's some people that say like I think the food that they ate was cleaner, so I mean it
oh,
was a
so
little bit
more of
better.
I call that ghosting.
Yeah, when they upgraded from sponge on stick to toilet
Oh,
paper.
dude, sponge on stick, dude. You get in there.
Yeah, I'd say toilet paper's a way
Well, the
better bet.
problem, I would almost be more of a sponge on stick kind of guy, but if it's kind of sounds like it's like sponge all the time, the same sponge.
Yeah, I mean you can like wash it off, but you can never
But
get rid of
no,
the
no, no,
smell.
no,
Yeah,
no, no. Yeah, no. So, dude, and the funny thing is about this, I just had a sandwich right before this started, so I'm
sliced
in.
bread's nice, but I could get a bun.
That's true. Yeah, I'm gonna go toilet paper.
I could get a bun, sliced
Yeah.
bread or bun.
My favorite sandwich in the world, well, right now, is the Italian beef.
Oh,
And that's not sliced bread.
you ever
So
had Portillo's Italian beef?
I haven't had Italian beef. I went. I've only been one time, and I got like a Chicago dog or something like
Oh,
that.
okay, yeah.
I
No,
love Chicago dog. My favorite hot dog too.
they have great food there. Their Italian beef is very very good. Their
Okay, I'll have to
sausages
try
are
it.
very very good. They also have croissant
Ooh,
beef. That's very croissant cheese
ooh.
beef.
Oh, I could be into that for
It's
sure.
outstanding.
The problem is, dude, the nearest Portillo's is like 30 minutes away.
Mishawaka, that's not you go there. You go down there anyways.
Yeah, that's true.
Don't make it seem like you got to go to Chicago to get one.
That's true. But it's like on the far side of Mishawaka. It's over by like Dick's and stuff.
That's not that far.
But when I go, it's like, oh
It's not
no,
downtown Mishawaka,
no, it's
dude.
not.
These kids don't understand what downtown Mishawaka is
No, they
around here.
don't.
They think
They don't.
downtown Mishawaka is the mall,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
it's not.
No, yeah, Mishawaka is insanely big.
It's
I go to
massive.
the movie theater a lot.
Oh, see, the movie theater's farther away than Portillo's.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
But it's like the other way.
you got to go to Portillo's on your
I
way
will.
home.
I
You can
will.
make
And you know what? I'll do a Caleb Steensman style video of it.
You should. It's good
Yeah.
stuff. Jerry would love it. You ever had their cake?
No.
Yo, oh my, you're missing out, dude. You don't even know anything about. I only know about Portillo's because I have Chicago neighbors,
Yeah. And they were
and
like, yeah,
it's
okay.
kind of ingrained in me that like Portillo's is good. I liked it too. Like I remember when it first came, I was like, oh, what is this? I'm like, this is amazing. Onion
Yeah.
rings, cake shake, the cake. I remember Jerry on one of his birthdays when we were still working at WNDU together. The birthday cake his girlfriend got him was a Portillo's chocolate cake.
Oh man, I would be. I want to hear how much Jerry loves Portillo's. I
It's
wish
good
he
stuff.
did.
It's
Maybe
good
we'll
stuff.
bring it up on Sunday. I'll write in my notes or something.
I'll tell you, he likes it way better than Kalamazoo. That's a fact. Yeah, they would dip and bucket to clean up.
Yeah, it's
See,
not
that's
good enough
gross.
for me.
No, that's
No.
disgusting. Greatest invention ever.
Why does he know so
Baby
much
toilet.
about that?
Yeah, I mean, look at his photo. Creepy photos. That is a yummy place. Had it once. What is he talking about there?
Portillo's.
Is he talking about Portillo's or the bucket?
I pray
Portillo's
to
is good.
God that he's not talking about the bucket.
Portillo's, I'm telling you, you haven't even you haven't even scratched the surface.
So when I went to Portillo's, I was not enlightened to the art of a Italian beef sandwich.
Yeah,
So
so
now
you
I'll
can get
go and I'll be
you can
like,
get straight Italian beef, or you can get Italian beef and the sausage combo,
ooh, I'm gonna try that.
which is
Yeah.
sausage with Italian beef on it. Like I said, the croissant is really really good.
It comes with the au jus and everything, or no?
Yeah, you can have any cheese you want, any the peppers, all that you
Oh,
want.
I love the peppers. I got a thing of Mike Ditka Giardiniera peppers in my fridge right now.
Yeah, I mean it's that. I mean that is Portillo's right there, summed up. Mike Dick beef. But no, you can get cheese bucket. I recommend getting a cup of cheese.
Ooh,
Go with your fries or your onion rings.
Yeah.
Inside you can drink beer.
What?
Yeah,
I did not know that.
yeah, dude, they have a beer station inside.
Wow. Yeah, I'll definitely have to. I'm gonna go get drunk at Portillo's all day.
I mean, dude, I love Portillo's. It's so good. It's probably the best fast food restaurant in Mishawaka.
All right, I'm gonna go again.
They have everything.
Yeah.
I mean, chicken sandwich is good, burgers good, everything's good.
Do you like Raising Cane's?
I think it's overrated.
I think it's so overrated.
I think that their sauce is very, very good.
Yeah.
Their fries suck.
Yes.
Their chicken is chicken.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly. It's nothing to call. I mean, if you said let's stop at Raising Cane's and let's get the chicken finger basket or whatever, chicken tender basket, I'm not gonna be mad at you. But I don't like in that, and I don't know if you're gonna agree with me on this either. Chick-fil-A. I think Chick-fil-A is. I think it's overrated.
You think Chick-fil-A is overrated?
I don't like Chick-fil-A. Maybe I'm just not like a chicken heavy person when I go to my fast food places.
Yeah, I mean, I can. I like Chick-fil-A though. I mean, I do.
Yeah,
I like Chick-fil-A. I like Chick-fil-A sauce. I like waffle fries. There's something about the waffle fries.
waffle fry.
Um, but I mean, yeah, Raising Cane's. I remember when they first brought it to Mishawaka, it was a massive deal. I
Yeah,
feel like everything in the area of Mishawaka gets first out of like even like when it comes to like Kalamazoo or like
yeah.
anything. Um, so I remember we went there and I'm like, yeah, okay, it's okay.
It's all right.
I
I'm
mean,
not sitting in line for 45 minutes for
I think
this.
their bread's pretty good.
The bread is interesting, and I do like that. I do like that
I
little.
think the bread and the sauce are the best part,
Yeah,
but it's overrated. Have you ever had Dave's hot chicken? Is it Dave's hot chicken?
I've heard of that.
It's
I
over by
think
Notre Dame.
no, I haven't.
It's like across from Notre Dame. Um,
They do like fried chicken or like chicken sandwiches or.
they do like chicken sandwiches, but it's like they have like spicy options too.
Ooh, I like me some spicy stuff. I think also I'm just I'm a fried chicken guy.
You're a fried chicken guy. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Porky's
like
probably like
Porky's, yeah.
ruined you as a kid.
Dude, I love fried chicken. And yeah, I love fried chicken. And I don't really care for chicken tenders. Don't really care. I like a chicken sandwich. But I want that fried chicken. I want that wing. I want that breast. Oh, my mouth's watering right now.
All right. Nolan Mark says we'll all meet there 2 weeks. I think he's talking about Portillo's, hopefully
Yep.
not the bucket. And Canes is coming to the zoo. I can't wait. Yeah, it's overrated.
You wish it was Portillo's though.
Yeah,
That's what I would say.
It'd been way better if it was Portillo's, but I don't know if Portillo's is going to go into a
That
town.
might get Jerry to go to Kalamazoo
Maybe.
if Portillo's opened up in Kalamazoo.
I mean, it's just one of those things. It's just Jerry just doesn't like the zoo. I don't know what it is. He just hates it. And look, he's from Chicago. It's just
Yeah.
not up to his standards.
Yeah, that's true.
But you get a Portillo's, he might show up.
I think he would. I think he might even stay for a Western game.
Maybe. Maybe you have to watch through the Broncos play. I don't know how they're doing
Yeah.
this year. Probably not great.
Yeah, I don't know either.
All right, college football here. Here are the three other games. We'll dive into what we look at as the three biggest games of the weekend. We'll do a deeper dive in those. But first, we're going to go through these three games, which they have big implications. I mean, we have a ranked matchup with number 22 Auburn at number 11 Oklahoma. Oklahoma's a big favorite here, 6.5-point favorite. Hugh Freeze just kind of maybe figured it out at Auburn after in his third year. There's been people he was on the hot seat potentially being fired. Jackson Arnold, former quarterback of Oklahoma, goes back to Oklahoma now. Oklahoma's on fire. I mean, they are the talk of the town. The big win over Michigan. John Mateer is looked at as, the September Heisman Trophy winner. Jonathan keeps telling me, he's like, he's going to win the Heisman. I'm like, it's September. Like, it's September. There's still a lot of football left.
Yeah.
Jerry picked Oklahoma to win this game.
Yeah, I'm also going to pick Oklahoma. I do like everything I saw against Michigan. I really liked about Oklahoma. I think they'll cover. I think they'll win by more than one touchdown.
Oh, you see, I think it's going to be a close game.
Okay.
I think Auburn is going to come in and play tough. Hugh Freeze usually plays historically when he was at Ole Miss and stuff like that. He was really good in these big games. I think it's going to be close. Now they might win by a touchdown, but I think Oklahoma's going to win the game. But I think Auburn's going to play a very tough game, and we're going to walk out of that saying, "Wow, Auburn's a lot better than we thought that they were."
Yeah.
So I think Oklahoma ends up winning it, but I think Auburn plays very, very well. Where you're like, "Whoa, that Auburn team, they maybe have something cooking."
I kind of envisioned it kind of the opposite. It's like I'm not saying that they win by 2 touchdowns. I'm saying maybe like 10 points they win, and I
Yeah.
think that we go like, wow, this Oklahoma team is like the real deal. So we'll see. We're two sides of the same coin.
Yeah, I mean, we both have them winning, just a little
Yep.
different
Yep.
perspective.
Yeah.
So next game, this game would have been big, but South Florida had to hurt Florida. I mean, they just
Yeah.
had to. That
Yep.
hurricane stampede from the Bowls just got them. Miami, coming off that big win against USF last week. I
Yeah.
mean, who would have thought
Florida's
we'd say
kryptonite.
that? Florida at number 4, Miami. Miami's a 7.5-point favorite. Game day's going to this game. This is my problem. See, okay, here we go. I'm gonna air
Go
out my
ahead. Yep.
grievance. I'm gonna air out my
Yep.
grievance right here. This
Yep.
is the problem when ESPN went all SEC. Game day should be at. I'd even like Auburn, Oklahoma. They've already been to Oklahoma this year, so that makes
Yep.
sense. Texas Tech, Utah. That's a ranked game.
Yep.
Maybe you should have been there. Oh wait, Big Noon's going to be there. We can't be there. So you're telling me you're scared of Big Noon kickoff? Ridiculous. Illinois at Indiana. It's a pretty big game. Pretty big game. Michigan at Nebraska. When's the last time they were at Nebraska?
Yeah.
It's a pretty big game. But no, we're going to go to Florida at Miami.
I think you're 100% correct on this. It's so frustrating. I like all the games you said more than I like this game. I think if I had to pick, it would probably be Michigan, Nebraska.
Yeah. I mean, that is just a good, fun. I think that's going to be a fun game. We'll talk about it here in a little bit.
Yep.
But that's just,
Yep.
on paper, I mean, come on. Florida at Miami, because, Miami fans are going to go crazy. Come on.
The only thing that could justify this is if Florida keeps it like super close, or if they win.
Yeah.
Then I would be like, oh, you SEC guys are geniuses.
But just going to this game because one, you have the game, and now you have heavy ties to the SEC. But this also shows you they do not plan on going to any ACC games throughout the year.
Yeah.
Because this is like, hey, we'll get to Miami now, so we don't have to go to them again.
Yeah.
So this is SEC game day, is what I'm going to start calling it. I mean, they've sold themselves.
Yeah, I'm before I say what I think about this game. I'm interested to hear what you think.
I think this is one of those games where you're going to figure out if Florida really, the players and Billy Napier, if they really care about Billy Napier.
Yeah.
Because he is pretty much 1 foot out the door, without a doubt. He's 1 foot out the door. Not only have they not looked good, they're 1-2, back-to-back losses. So this would be 3 losses in a row. One, the team you should have beat without a doubt.
Yeah.
LSU, it's LSU. I get it. But not only have they not been good, but he's also now making DJ Lagway, who everybody thought was going to be a really good player, suck.
Yeah.
So he's going to get blamed for that as well. So this game comes down to how much do they care about Billy Napier. And they fought so hard last year to get a winning record and to keep his job. I do not foresee that happening this year. So I think Miami's going to beat him. Miami is a very, very good football team. I think Mario Cristobal has kind of figured it out. Carson Beck has figured out he's at a place that kind of wants him, fits him, and the way that he is. Their defensive line is spectacular. They have a very good offensive line. I just think Miami's they're a very good team. And, I thought they'd be in the playoff this year. So Florida is just on that limbo, gross, trying to figure it out. But I foresee Miami winning this game. 7.5 is a big number, but I mean, they blew them out last year, and that was at Florida in the first game of the year. This is now like the 4th game of the year. I foresee them blowing Florida out.
Yeah. Okay, so I was kind of going down the same road, but I mean, I think too, with having what happened in Virginia Tech and UCLA in mind, what do you think? I mean, I'm not saying that Billy Napier will get fired as soon as this game is over, but I mean, if they get blown out, do you see like Billy Napier getting fired, or do you think? What do you think?
I mean, that one's going to be tough because I mean, they have a bye week, so I mean, if you're going to fire him, it'd be after this game,
Right?
Because you have a bye week at Miami. which I thought coming in the year they could win this game. So yeah, I mean, if he was going to be fired, it'd be after this game or after the next three after the bye, which would be Texas at Texas A&M, Mississippi State. They've been their bye week 9. But I think the biggest thing is these schools want to get so far ahead of like the recruiting and to kind of prove to these. I mean, I told you before, like UCLA's lost like their entire class. They've all
Yeah.
like verbally decommitted or whatever. They're not saying that those kids can't come back to UCLA, but
Right.
if you're Florida with guys on your roster or recruits, is like, hey, we're going to get ahead of this thing. Please stick with us. So I think you're going to see coaches now in college getting fired even earlier. And even though the transfer portal window opens within 30 days, I don't foresee these kids leaving during the season just because what are they going to do?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like your best bet is to stay where you're at and play and get stuff on tape to then go.
Yeah.
Um, so I just think if you're going to fire him, it'll be after this game, most likely. I don't know if it'll be like on the field, but if you're going to do it, I think you have to do it early enough and then it opens up. And then you could also mess with some of the other teams in the SEC, like the old misses or some of the other teams where you're like, we may take your coach.
Yeah.
So it hurts in that way too. So no, I think if you're gonna do it, if they get blown out, you do it without a doubt. I think if it's a close game and they're still fighting, then you say, hey, we've played two tough teams, two tough losses. Um, you know, you keep him around and see what he can maybe do.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. I think it would either be now after this game during the bye week, or I think they let them finish the season because I don't think it makes any sense to be preparing for the next week and then to fire your coach and basically have no head coach going into a game. So yeah, I think Miami's going to cover the spread. I think this is going to be a pretty big blowout. I don't know if I have an exact number, but maybe like 30-14 or something like that. I could see something like that happening. I think Florida still has great players.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean they have talent, without a doubt.
I don't I honestly I think that their players are better than FSU's players, and you kind of saw what Miami did to FSU. I don't think it's going to be to that
Yeah,
level against Florida. But yeah, you also brought up a point. What if these guys are just checked out,
yeah. I
and they
mean they
don't
could
come
be
ready to
like,
play?
we're tired of hearing about this guy. And I also say too is you have some of these schools. This is the thing in the NFL too is like you have this notion of like, okay, we're gonna fire this coach, so you kind of fire him early with the hope that he doesn't figure it out, and then he ends up being like 8-4, and he kind of figures it out. You're like, okay, we got momentum going into next year, and then it struggled, and
Yeah,
so you kind of got to nip it early.
yeah, that's
Um,
true. And it's kind of what they did last year, right?
yeah,
He could have very well been fired last year if they didn't finish, 8-4 or whatever, end up with a
yeah,
winning record. So yeah, I think maybe they try to stop that cycle again from happening.
yeah. I mean, this happened to the Bears after Matt Eberflus's. I want to say it was his second year, maybe. Um, where they like ended kind of good. They ended 7-10. Everybody's like, oh, okay, okay. Could happen. We should have just got rid of them.
Yeah,
Started all over, clean slate, figured it all out. We had the number one pick, and
you
then
would
it
have had
sets
Jim
you back
Harbaugh.
a year. Yeah, we could have. We could have had him even if we would have offered him at the same time. But so it's one of those things where it's just like sometimes firing the guy early is the best case because
Yeah,
it can save you time in the long run.
yep,
And there will be plenty of people that want the Florida job, especially if DJ Lagway were to stay
yeah,
because he has talent.
he does.
He
He's very
just
talented, and he's
some
really young.
yeah, he's only a sophomore, and yet I mean he didn't start every game last year. So I mean, to me, Billy Napier not playing DJ Lagway early to start season last year was a fireable offense.
Yeah.
So we'll see. All right, this next game is no one's probably really talking about it, but this game is sneaky for the playoff. I think for the Big 12 to potentially get two teams in. It's kind of in a conference so far that's kind of imploded on itself. Um, Arizona State, the darling of the Big 12 last year, picked to be last. They end up winning the Big 12, going to the playoff at Baylor. Baylor's sneaky. They beat SMU. They're minus 2.5 point favorite in this game. Jerry went with Baylor.
Yeah, I think I like what you said about this could lead to like some playoff implications or whatever. I really like Iowa State this year, but I could see Baylor winning this game. I think it's going to be close to that though, 2.5. I could see a world where they kick a field goal at the end to win it. and they only win by one or two, or I think it'll really come down. I'm gonna pick Baylor. I think they're gonna go, and then they're not gonna cover.
So you think it's a close game?
Yeah, I
Um,
think it'll be a
uh,
1 or 2 point game.
I think it'll be a close game. Probably be a shootout game. Creepy photos saying give me Baylor as well. I'm going against everybody. I'm going with Arizona State in this game. They already had a tough road loss to Mississippi State that I don't think they expected to lose, and that maybe lit a fire under them a little bit. Sam Levitt, capable quarterback. He's been in the big moments before. I'm gonna go with Arizona State. I think that this is one of those weird games. It's a Big 12 game. I mean, this
Yeah,
game may end up 60-60.
yeah,
Going into the 12th overtime, who knows? I just think Arizona State's gonna win it. I do like what Baylor's done, but Arizona State. It's just what I'm gonna go with. It's what
that's.
I'm feeling.
I mean, I feel like we both just shot from the hip there.
Going against everybody. I don't
Yeah,
know much about
yeah,
Baylor
me neither.
football. To another game that I'm not going to sit here and act like a superstar, and I know
Yeah,
everything. We're sticking in the Big 12. Number 17 Texas Tech at number 16 Utah. This game is at noon on Fox. Utah is a 3.5 point favorite going into this game. Texas Tech is a team that spent a lot of money on their team.
yeah,
A lot of money.
yeah. I think if the saying that defense wins games or wins championships is any merit, I think that this will be Utah because Utah has like a top 10 defense in the nation right now. But on the other side of the ball, Texas Tech is very talented, very explosive offense, which they usually are. This is where we get our Patrick Mahomes guys from.
Yeah, 500 yards a game.
Yeah. So I'm going to go Utah because I do believe that defenses win championships. I think that Texas Tech hasn't really been tested yet. They run into a really good defense. And, I don't think this ruins Texas Tech's season, but I do think that they learn from this loss to Utah. And I'll do. Oh, man. I'll say that we'll say Utah wins by 6 points.
Jerry went with Texas Tech. So yeah, I mean, look, Texas Tech, a lot of talent on their team. Utah has historically been very well underneath their coach Kyle Whittingham. You just like you said, predicated off defense being very good. Offense kind of simple, but they don't turn the ball over. They have a newer style quarterback. They've dealt with the Cam Rising issue the last couple of years. Will he play? Won't he play? I think that's hindered the team. I think this is a Utah team that we know, we expect. Um, everybody, was high on them last year in the Big 12 to win it. Now coming in this year, it's like, oh, they're just kind of an afterthought, which I think is good for them.
Yep.
And I think that will help them in this game. I'm going with Utah as well. I don't know. I like Utah in these type of moments just because I kind of feel like I know what I'm getting.
Yeah.
Um, I think maybe the higher scoring of the game, better off for Texas Tech.
Yeah.
But I mean, in the Big 12, a low scoring game is like 30-20. So,
Yeah.
I think you could be one of those games, but I just think the emotion of like Utah is a very good environment to go to. It's a tough environment to go to. So I just like the emotion of all of that. And we'll see. But yeah, Utah is one of those teams that we kind of know what to expect. And Texas Tech is they're on their come up still. So this could be their big moment, but we got to stick with what we know and love. All right, going to the Big Ten now. This is a very good game. Number 9 Illinois at number 19 Indiana. This is 7:30 p.m. on NBC. Night game. Indiana. When was the last time Indiana had a night game? Prime time. That wasn't basketball. Indiana's a 5.5 point favorite. I had to triple check that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that was kind of a shock to me. Jerry is, of course, rolling with Illinois, the Illinois kid.
Yeah. I don't know. I really like as I was like prepping for the show, I was like thinking about it, doing some research, and I really don't know. So I you know, um they both looked great. Um so far this season. This is definitely going to be the Duke game wasn't. That was pretty challenging one. But
For Illinois, yeah, that was a big game.
yeah. So I mean, but they still handled business against Duke. So I don't know. I think I guess I'll go. I think if Indiana wins, they'll win by less than 5 points. So I will just go. It's so hard. I'll go with Indiana win by 3.
So you're picking Indiana.
Yep.
Nice. Look at you. Yeah, I mean, if you look at the schedules, Indiana's played Old Dominion, which they beat Virginia Tech, so maybe
Yep.
give them some props there, but still Old Dominion. Kennesaw State, aren't they like the worst team in NCAA? And then Indiana State. I mean, that's like Larry Bird went there. Other than that, nobody would know anything about it. Um, and you go to Illinois. Illinois played Western Illinois. Okay, whatever, gross. And then they did have a road game at Duke. Pretty tough.
Yeah.
And they looked very, very good in that game. Dominated that game. And then they had to play Western Michigan. The Bronco. Oh, they had to go to Kalamazoo, or they played the Kalamazoo team. Look, I'll preface this. I'm not a fan of Kurt Signetti at Indiana. I think he is a guy that talks out of the side of his mouth, and in these bigger games, he has issues. He has problems. Ohio State last year lost. Notre Dame last year lost. I think that I really like Illinois. I think that they're going to be very good this year. I think that this is kind of their year in the Big Ten to maybe make some noise, maybe make it to a Big Ten championship game. Surprisingly, I think that they could do that. Looking at the quarterback matchup, you have Altmaier versus Mendoza. That's a very good quarterback matchup.
Yeah.
One of the best that the Big Ten's probably seen in years.
Yeah.
You could make an argument. Luke Altmaier's been there forever. Mendoza came from Cal. That was kind of a big get. It was a quiet big get for Indiana. But I like Illinois. That Duke game impressed me a lot. And going on the road, winning that game, it's a night game. I think both teams will be ready to win, but I'm going to go with Illinois here. I don't know. Indiana's been a great story the last year and a half going in these 2 years, but they're not going to win all these big games. And I think Illinois has proven they've won some big games last year. They have the Duke game underneath their belt this year. Brent Bielema knows what his team's going to do. He knows who he is. So yeah, I just like Illinois.
Yeah. And I think too. I was looking at their schedules leading up to, and then I mean it's not terrible, and I think one of them I can't remember. One of them doesn't play. One of them doesn't have to play Ohio State or Michigan. I can't remember which one that was.
So Indiana. So after this game, Indiana plays at Iowa. Then they have their bye week at Oregon, Michigan State at home, UCLA at home, at Maryland, at Penn State, Wisconsin home bye at Purdue. So their next. So Indiana has to play Oregon and Penn State.
Yeah.
Illinois is USC at home, at Purdue, Ohio State at home, bye at Washington, Rutgers at home, bye Maryland at home, at Wisconsin, and Northwestern at home. So realistically, Illinois only really has. USC is going to be a tough game coming off of this game.
Yeah.
Just because it's going to be a completely different team.
Yeah.
In a completely different shift. And then Ohio State, but they get them at home.
Right. And even if say Illinois loses this game,
yeah,
and then they lose to Ohio State, that's still a 2-loss team.
Yeah, they're 10-2, and they're probably in the playoff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now you're probably not. You don't. Then at that point, you're probably not Big Ten championship game, but you're probably still in the playoff.
Yeah.
That was Indiana last year.
Right. Right. Exactly. And then I think the road for Indiana, if they lose this game, is a little rougher. Like you said, Penn State, right?
Yeah, so they got to play at Iowa, which that'll be. It's just gonna be a gross.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a gross game. Iowa's gonna take you to the cornfields and just try and play with you a little bit.
Yeah.
But then, they do have a bye week, but they have to go to Oregon.
Yeah.
Ask Oklahoma State how that worked.
Right.
Michigan State will be. It'll be Michigan State. Right. UCLA, that's they could not even show up and win that game. At Maryland, not really going to be tough. At Penn State will be. They have to go to Oregon and Penn State, which there's people arguing that those are the two best teams of the Big Ten.
Yeah, those are rough games right there. And even the Iowa one isn't rough. So, if they win here, they're probably going to lose twice. and if they lose here, they could potentially lose 3 more times,
Yeah.
and then end up like 8-4.
Yeah.
So, um, is it, I might I might
No, you
skip on the
can't switch.
Illinois.
You can't switch. You've already stated where you're at. You've already
We'll just
stated
put
it.
an asterisk next to
Nope, you already stated it. You
it.
stated it. All right, last game that we have here, number 21 Michigan at Nebraska. Michigan is a 2.5 point favorite. This game is 3:30 on CBS. Good old Big Ten football.
I think this should be the game day game.
It should have been. I mean, you have two good fan bases, two big fan bases. Nebraska under Matt Rule, third year, kind of like some energy revived. You have Patrick Mahomes wannabe as their quarterback. Matt Rule in his third year, I think, is when all his teams take a big jump. Let me look
Yeah.
at that real quick. But I don't know. I mean, this is one of those games where it's like Michigan doesn't have their head coach because he's a cheater, and he's suspended again this week. So they have the one guy,
Yeah, I
Biff or
forget his
whatever the
name.
hell his
Yeah,
name
Biff. I think it's Biff. Yeah.
is out there, maybe in a cutoff this time. Who knows? I'll tell you what, his interview is going to make you scratch your head when you're done listening to it.
But he's a millionaire, so who cares?
Yeah, he's like a multi-gazillionaire, so he's clearly doing something well. All right,
Right.
so here we go. Third year teams. This is college wise. NFL, I don't think he made it to his
Yeah, I
third
don't
year.
think so. Yeah.
So at Temple, Matt Rule went 2-10 his first year, 6-6 his second year, 10-4 his third year,
Yeah.
and then 10-3 his fourth year at Temple. Figured it out after 3 years.
Yeah.
At Baylor, they were 1-11,
Terrible.
7-6,
Better.
11-3.
Wow.
And they went to the Sugar Bowl, which they lost. So now Nebraska, they were 5-7 his first year. Not good. Trying to figure it out. Didn't make it to a bowl game. This is Nebraska, the big red machine. 7-6 last year, won their bowl game. 3-0 to start this year.
Yeah.
Could this be the year? Is Nebraska football back?
Dude, okay, so this is what I'm gonna say. I think Bryce Underwood is a phenomenal talent.
They need to let him cook. They need to let him cook.
I think so. I think this Nebraska, older defense than older than Bryce Underwood. I think they're gonna give him fits. I think this is gonna be a tough Big Ten game. I don't think their plan should be to go in here and throw screens and do nothing with Bryce Underwood. You have to let him cook, like you said. But here's what I'm going to say. They're going to give him fits. I'm going to take Nebraska in this one. I think Nebraska is going to upset Michigan, and then everyone's going to have a identity crisis, all of our Michigan friends.
So Jerry is also going with Nebraska.
Nice.
And hearing that makes me want to change my pick.
The way you stated it, I'll let you change your pick.
I haven't said my pick yet. I never said which way I'm
know.
gonna roll. I may be saying I'm going to roll with the boys on this one. Maybe. No, I mean, look, I will say that coming into the year, I thought Michigan would lose this game just because Bryce Underwood on the road in Nebraska. It's 3:30. It's going to be a big game. All Nebraska people are going to go crazy. It's a big stadium. But what I think helps Michigan here is they've already been to Oklahoma.
Yep.
They've already been in a big environment. I want to say maybe figured some things out, yet they played a Make-A-Wish team in the Chippewas, where they kind of let Bryce Underwood cook a little bit. But it's Nebraska. It's a big different step up from Central. But Nebraska hasn't really played anybody either.
Yeah.
They played Cincinnati, struggled, Akron, and then they played HCU. You leave that up to interpretation of who the hell that is. I mean, I don't know who that is.
Me neither.
It's a terrible team. I think it's some Christian university.
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
For all we know, they played the nuns that stay in the back. I mean, who knows? So the more I don't know. I mean, I am kind of shocked this isn't more of like a pick'em game, and that Michigan is a favorite in this game.
Yeah.
I hear talks about how good Michigan's defense is. Well, you played Oklahoma, didn't look very good. You played Central, of course, you're going to look good. I think I could go out there by myself and look good. Um, I think this game is more on the Patrick Mahomes wannabe and Dylan Raiola than
Yeah.
anything else.
Yes.
Is he ready to take the next step? He's supposed to be this great 5-star player himself, viewed as, the next great one. Some people said, Georgia fans were mad when he left. I
Yeah.
mean, that's just how it starts. So I think this will be interesting. Looking at the schedule ahead, like Nebraska's schedule is fairly easy moving forward. So if they could get a big win like this, um, I foresee it helping them tremendously.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stick with my original pick. I think Nebraska will win. I think it'll be a close game. I just don't. I think the other thing is Schroen not being there in a big game like this. It's different when you don't have him for Central, but you have him not have him on the road. And Biff's your coach, whatever his name is, your head
Wait,
coach.
isn't that the bad guy from Back to the Future?
Maybe, but I'm pretty sure his name is Biff Poggi.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
So you have that. I mean, it's going to be tough. I think this is a slow scoring game. I think it's a
Yeah.
nasty game. I think
Yeah.
it's going to be whoever can kind of get the run game going. But I just think all in all, I think Michigan loses the game. I just don't think that they're ready yet.
And that's what I was thinking. I think that, next year or the year after, next year, I think when Bryce Underwood has a season underneath him, I think if Michigan's, offensive play caller trusts him a little bit more and
Yeah.
lets him cook, I think this would be a totally different game. I'm bought in on Bryce Underwood being an amazing talent.
I think everybody's bought in. Everybody's bought in on that.
Yes.
Everybody.
What I'm not bought in on is that he's ready to do this right now.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be tough.
And I like the Matt Rule logic. I like the three. I think that if Nebraska comes in here and wins this game, that's a huge win for Nebraska. It can propel
Probably the biggest
them,
win in like 15 years.
Yeah, and it'll propel them with a bunch of momentum to do well and potentially make the college football playoff. Like you said, though, they have not really been tested, but it's early in the season. There's a bunch of people that haven't been tested besides Notre Dame.
I mean, trust me. I mean, hey, to some people, they've not been tested enough. What more do they want?
No, yeah, I think they're good. And what's Texas A&M now?
They're top 10.
Yeah, so 4
what more do you want?
That's all.
You know what I
on
mean?
that, yeah.
Hey, we'll be lucky to go 8-4. Defense fucking sucks.
Children's program.
They're terrible. The defense. I mean, that's a fact. The defense sucks. So yeah, no. I mean, we have. We all went with Auburn. We all went with Miami. You and Jerry went with Baylor. I went with Arizona State.
Wait. We all went with Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Yes, you said Auburn.
Oh, yeah. We all went with
I was
Oklahoma.
like making sure
we all went with Oklahoma in the Auburn game.
Yes.
We all went with Miami. We were split. You guys Baylor, me Arizona State. We took Utah. Jerry has Texas Tech. You may be feeling the Red Raider blood down there. Me and Jerry went Illinois. You went Indiana. Bold move. We'll see how it works out for you. And we all three took Nebraska. So, look,
Beautiful.
You never know. Another week.
And then our records, you said we were what? Me and Jerry were like 4-3 last week?
Last week, you guys were 4-3. I was 6-1. So, I mean, I know everything.
Yeah.
I think Jerry so far on the year, I think he was 0-2 week 1, 0-3 week 2.
Oh, man.
So Jerry sits at that would
4-8.
4-8. Terrible. You were 3-4 week 1, 4-6 week 2.
Oh man, that's 8-13.
Yeah, not very good.
And then Then it was 4-3.
Yeah. So you washed week 1 and week 3. So you kind of evened out there. So that'd be 7-7. So you're 11-13.
That's not terrible.
It's not terrible.
And what are you?
I was 3-4, 5-5, and 6-1.
3-4, 5. So 8-9, and then wow,
14, a lot of wins.
14 and
a lot of
14
wins.
and 10.
A lot of wins. I mean, look, this is just how I am. I get it. I mean, you guys. I've been doing this a lot longer than you guys.
That's true.
You guys come in here thinking you are somebody. You guys pick like the March Madness, like, oh, my little sister likes this game, and well, football now. Voice of the North. I know all. I
I
told you.
so hope Indiana wins now. I
hate Indiana. I hate.
I
Indiana.
go back to wanting to change it. I don't want to change it anymore.
I hate Indiana.
Yeah.
All year last year's, oh, Indiana, they're such a cute team. Blah 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 blah. They played a real team in Ohio State. They looked garbage. They looked terrible. Kurt Cignetti does the garbage time touchdown thing to make the score look better. They play Notre Dame. What happened? Blown out. Got shoved in a locker. And they tried to do this garbage time touchdown thing again. Look, Brent Bielema's been around the block. Guy's coaching Rose Bowls. He's been to the SEC. Figured out he wasn't good there. He's back to the North. He knows what he likes.
Yeah.
That's just, I'm telling you, I do not like Kurt Cignetti. I don't. I do not like that guy. Everybody with the SIG t-shirts or whatever, he's terrible.
Yeah.
He doesn't play anybody. They don't play anybody again this year. He's just lucky to be there. He's just not, I mean, it is what it is, but truth hurts.
It does.
I'm the guy that spills the truth. There's no doubt about that.
That's also true.
Anything else before we wrap up this program? He had a good week. I had a great week. Creepy photo. It's called a great week.
No, I think that about covers it. I left out the bread, mayonnaise, and mustard. I put the lunch meat away because I knew that after this podcast, I would be going down in the kitchen and consuming more sandwiches.
More of sandwich. Thank God for sliced bread.
Thank God for sliced bread, but thank God more for toilet paper.
Yeah, of course. That's what you need. Toilet paper.
Yeah.
We'll be back Sunday. Sunday at 6 or 7. We are debating on that as a podcast. What time? As long as it works out with Jerry, he's on Central Time.
Yeah.
Which he'll, when he'll talk about, hey, that Nebraska game's at 2:30. It's like, no, it's at 3:30.
No, it's at 3:30, Jerry.
Yeah, like the rest of the world works on Eastern Standard Time. Like that's just what we do. So we'll be back Sunday to break down college football weekend. Some of the NFL that's happened so far of that day, and we'll probably get more debates of sliced bread, toilet paper. If there was a Portillo's in Kalamazoo, would Jerry go?
I think you would. And we need to write that down so we remember. But yeah, I also shout out to Creepy Photo Nolan and Mark for keeping us on our toes.
Yeah, I mean this guy he can't type right most of the time.
He keeps us on our toes.
He did much better today.
He did do really good. I'm suspicious of like an autocorrect thing happening.
Maybe he's got ChatGPT to do. Maybe he's got like a mod doing his comments.
Yeah.
Maybe he's like rating us like a mod rater.
Yeah.
Maybe what he does.
That's true.
But no, we will be back Sunday to probably cheer on Indiana's victory. That'll probably be what I'm
Yeah.
I definitely think Michigan's going to win the game now, but we're going to roll with Nebraska. But you never know. So, as always, thanks for watching.
Thank you.